P. Allen Smith's Garden Home is sponsored by the following.
Bonnie Plants.
Proven winners. Proven winners, providing new plants for the garden each year that are trialed and tested, selecting plants for blooms all season, both in gardens and containers. Proven winners plants can be found at your local garden center in their white containers.
Crescent Garden. Makers of weather-resistant, lightweight planters in a variety of decorative forms and finishes for any environment.
Arkansas, the natural state.
Your journey starts in Arkansas, the natural state. Vacation planning kits available at arkansas.com or 1-800-NATURAL.
Mind Farm. Mind Farm. We believe vital local food systems strengthen communities, enhance the quality of life, and safeguard the environment. Mind Farm, proud sponsor of public television and P. Allen Smith's Garden Home.
Well, I almost can't believe it. Here we are at our 15th season and still going strong. We've been all over the world, had some interesting and exciting adventures, and made quite a few friends along the way. So to celebrate our 15-year journey, I've got something special for you today. Hi, welcome to the show. If this is your first time to join us or you've been with us all along, we've got a real treat for you in today's show. Now, rather than doing something kind of wild and wacky, I thought it would be fun to just go back and take a look at some of our really most popular and tasty recipes. So in today's show, why don't you just kick back, relax, and enjoy this trip down memory lane.
Ever since my brother passed away, we've always had Thanksgiving together. Either we come to Little Rock or they came to McMinnville. I had told Alan that we was going to make hominy sometime, and he wanted to do that. My mother made it, and my grandmother made it. So today we decided we'd just make this hominy since we was going to be here a few days. Let's sit over there with that and be ready to put some more water in it. We put up the iron kettle out somewhere where we won't burn up anything. Make sure we've got water, wood, a good pot, a bucket or a dish pan or something to take it out in. You need a long-handled paddle like I brought with me to keep that stirred all the time because you don't want it to stick.
How much water are you going to put in here?
Enough to cover that corn.
You pouring the corn in there?
And the water is going to get hot with the corn. Well, hominy is nothing but corn. All varieties of corn will not make good hominy. The best that I found is white hickory king, and that's a scarcity right now. So we had some yellow. This is yellow hickory king corn.
Is it your favorite?
No, I like the white the best. I wanted to try this to see how it works, and it does not work as good as the white. It takes a longer period of time for me to get the hearts out of that, those little black hearts. When it's dried corn, it'll shell right off. Leaves the whole grain. It leaves the little black heart that holds it onto the cob. And when you cook it right and at the right length of time, that little heart comes out. And then you have to look at and pick that little heart out if it's hard to come out.
Why is it important to get the heart out of hominy?
It looks bad. It's nothing wrong with it. It won't hurt it a bit, but it just makes it look bad to have those little black specks all through your can of hominy.
I see. Okay, we want it to look good.
We want it to look good and taste good.
All right, sure.
There's no point in going through this. If this was not better and didn't taste better than bought corn, you'd be stupid to stand out here and do this.
Right. It's a lot of work, isn't it? So what we're doing is we're starting with corn that's dried on the cob. It's shelled off the cob, and typically the corn would go into a crib which the temperatures would drop and it would go through a freeze. Since this didn't go through a freeze in a crib, we put it in the freezer.
That's right.
For the same effect.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, back years ago, that was the one food that they could make at home when things got tough. They could, you know, everybody had corn in the crib back then. Now, all I'm doing here is just keeping it from sticking. And it needs a little more water, a little bit at a time added in there, because you see, I don't want to cool it down too much. I want the water to go in there little by little.
Right. Scoop some of that out.
Just get some of the trash off the top. That's all you need. This is the main thing, is cleaning it. From here on is to make sure that it's clean. Getting the trash out, we don't need neither one.
Yeah, there's a lot in there, you can see.
Yeah,
There are the silks from the corn there. And
yes, that's right. It'll boil, and we'll put a little water in there, and it'll boil some more. And once we get the trash and stuff out of it, we'll put the lye water in there. You have to have some lye. Lye is hard to get. So my husband, before he passed away, managed to get me a can of lye, but it don't take much to make it, so I've kept it for all this time.
Now you have to take lye seriously, don't you?
Yes, you sure do. You have to sign your life away to get one can.
Sure, sure.
You just don't let my hominy scorch over there.
So that's taking the lye into solution.
See, it needs to sit here a little while. But when we get that boiling hot like I want it, we'll pour that in there.
Okay. But the old-fashioned way of making lye was using hickory.
Hickory
ash.
ashes, that's right.
We want to get it to that vigorous boil, and then you'll apply the lye.
Yeah,
So it's boiling now. Are we ready for the lye?
I believe so. Be ready to start stirring it.
Okay. Now you want to be careful not to get that lye water on you.
Lye is just something that's hard to work with. It'll eat your skin. It'll blister you. You don't need to breathe this right here in the morning. You have to.
Right. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for that little tip, Aunt Jeannie.
And you stand there and you stir that till it acts like soap almost. It gets thick where it cooks all that off the outside of it. It gets thick, and that what we had today, the water turned an orange color in the kettle. And then after we cooked it that way, as long as we thought we needed to, we dipped it out and washed it, got everything we could out, poured fresh water back into the kettle, brought it back to a boil, and cooked it some more. And we had to do that 4 times. And it takes several washings to get all that lye out of there. We want to make sure it's all out. And you do this till you know that you're clean and you're tender.
Mm-hmm. Clean and tender, that's the goal.
Clean and tender, that's what we want.
Okay, good. So how many people do you know still make hominy?
I don't know any. I think I'm the last of the breed or something. It don't need to be forgotten. There's a lot of people don't know how to can, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to hang clothes on the line or anything.
Or dress a chicken.
Or dress their chicken, that's right. They're survivors that knows how to do things like this to keep going.
Sure.
Somebody's got to teach the younger people. Somebody needs to teach somebody something before they leave the world.
There you go. Well, you're doing a good job teaching.
Thank you.
Isn't my Aunt Jenny adorable? I just love her. Now that we're on this Southern theme of food, why don't we check out another source for Southern soul food in an unexpected place? A few years ago, I found myself in New York around the first of the year, and I started to think about how foods and the holidays really go together. And I was longing for some good food, good old Southern black-eyed peas and turnip greens, reminders of my grandmother Smith's garden when I was a kid. Now this is Amy Ruth's, a soul food restaurant owned by Chef Carl Redding, a kindred spirit when it comes to down-home cooking. So these are your custom black-eyed peas?
These are our custom black-eyed peas. We use fresh black-eyed peas. They don't come any fresher than this.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Color, texture.
Yeah.
Everything.
Now I promise I wash my hands.
Okay.
Now the black-eyed pea is a tradition in my family and in my part of the world down in the South.
Well, here too, most of our customers most of Harlem sort of migrated to the north from the south.
Right.
So the same traditions apply here in New York.
So having black-eyed peas on New Year's Day
it's a
is a
staple
tradition.
item.
You got to have that for good luck in the new year.
Absolutely.
Well, tell me about your recipe. I want to get this.
Simple recipe, simple ingredients. We start off by using a chicken stock.
I see. So it's cooked in chicken broth.
Right, a chicken broth. And we season it with a little crushed red pepper. We use an ingredient here in New York. It's a simple mixture of salt, pepper, paprika, garlic, and onion. And then we use garlic powder to give it that extra flavor.
Now I can see you're real picky about how much you use there.
Well, you know.
This is the art of cooking, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the artiste is applying his ingredients at will.
And then we use I said garlic powder, and then we use onion powder.
I see. And it looks like with each one of those ingredients, you're putting in about 1/4 of a cup.
I would say about 1/4 of a cup. It depends on how much you're cooking.
Right.
Of course. And a little canola oil to help it cook a little bit faster. And then, of course, you have to have some type of meat flavor. So here at Amy Ruth's, we use a smoked turkey wing.
I see.
Smoked turkey part. And I generally cook my black-eyed peas, I would say an hour and 15 minutes on
Just a medium heat or a low heat?
A low heat.
I see.
For about an hour. And they'll come out soft and tasty every time.
And oh so delicious.
Oh, so delicious.
Very good. Well, I can't wait to taste them. Of course, you can't have black-eyed peas without collard greens.
No, you cannot.
Show me how you put them together.
We use a cider vinegar.
Oh, okay.
Gives it that extra flavor. Crushed red pepper. The same salt, pepper, paprika mixture, adobo.
You're very generous with the adobo.
Yes, it gives it better flavor. Onion powder.
Yeah.
Garlic powder. I'm gonna give you a little trick, little canola oil, again.
So you've used essentially the same ingredients you used for the black-eyed peas, except you've added the cider vinegar.
The cider vinegar and the brown sugar.
Oh, okay.
The brown sugar. And that's
Very
it.
good.
I mean, it's a simple recipe. Again, I let this cook for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Oh my goodness. Carl, gosh, what a feast. This is beautiful. I want to try these greens. Carl, these are some kind of good.
Thank you.
Man, I'm gonna try the peas now.
Okay.
Blue ribbon.
Happy New
Blue
Year.
ribbon. Happy New Year to you. Yeah. With a meal like this, you couldn't help but have good luck
That's
the next
right.
year.
You know, we have a lot of celebrations out here at the farm with lots of people, but sometimes it's nice just to kick back with a few folks, like my brother and sister-in-law. They're coming over later. What I'm making is one of the favorites around here. It's avocado salsa turkey bacon burger. You won't believe it. It'll knock the ball right out of the park. And it's really easy to make. Let me show you how. We're going to start with the salsa first. Now what you want to start with are 3 avocados, and I already have 2 in here. And what you want to do is just split them in half, and then take a knife and just gently pull the knife through the flesh like that once you remove the seed, and then dice it back this way. This makes it really easy because you want the salsa to have the diced avocados, and I'm telling you, these are dead ripe and they're so delicious. And you just want to push that avocado out like that. See those cubes? And then I've got one more here. Notice how I'm just pulling the knife across, and you just gently push the knife into the skin, cuts like butter, and then just push it out like that. Oh, so good. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the same number of tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, take the seeds out, and add 3 Roma tomatoes to this. Next, I want you to take 2 scallions or green onions and chop them up very finely, the white and the green together. They go in. Next comes the garlic, minced, 2 cloves. Then cilantro, 1 tablespoon, finely minced. And of course, I want you to use fresh. And if you grew it yourself, you even get extra points. And then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Just pour that over. All right, now heat it up just a little bit. Some Tabasco sauce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really all you need. This stuff will set you on fire and set you free. And then just a bit of salt, about a half a teaspoon. And then what you want to do is just mix this together gently, because again, you want that texture of those avocados to remain and not get too mushy. Look at that. So gently just fold it around and integrate all of those lovely flavors. Now it's time to start on the burger. Now let's move all of this out of the way. Put the salsa here. Don't touch that until the burger's ready. Like this. There's our cilantro. And then let me show you how you do this. This is really fun. Start with 1 pound of ground turkey, and then take a 1/4 cup of dried breadcrumbs and sprinkle it all across the turkey like that. Next, add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then take 1½ tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And then the secret ingredient, it's a Greek seasoning. It's really good. You're going to take 1 tablespoon of, and then what you want to do is take this and work this all together. This is the fun part. You want to integrate all those breadcrumbs and all those seasonings in with that turkey. The breadcrumbs serve as a binder that help hold the burger together. Nothing so healthy smelled so good. Now this recipe makes 4, so what I'm doing is equally dividing the meat into 4 patties. Make the patties like this. There's 1. See, these are nice sized patties. No skimpy burgers around here. 2, 3. All right, there we go. Now it's off to the grill. This takes essentially no time to do. What I like to do is cook these burgers on a grill. To cook these burgers for about 5 to 6 minutes on one side, and 3 to 4 minutes on the other side. You know, grills vary, so bear that in mind. Just resist the urge to flip the burgers. You want them to cook on one side and then the other. Someone very wise told me a long time ago, don't over flip your burger. So you just get it on one side and then flip it over. You're done, you add the cheese, the toasted bun, and you're ready to eat. Just put it on these whole wheat buns. Now I'm going to take some jalapeno cheese. Apply the cheese to the turkey. All right, now back to the kitchen. All right, so here we go. Now what's next is just take one of the burgers, place it on here like this. Now before I started the salsa, I actually took some peppered turkey bacon and cooked it. So on top of that jalapeno cheese, I'm just gonna add some turkey bacon, and then just add a big dollop this wonderful salsa that goes right on top. And it's chunky and creamy and so good. And one of the reasons that I had you make so much salsa is that you were going to want to eat the rest of this with these chips. And there you have it. I hope you'll try my avocado salsa turkey bacon burger. I'm going to plate up the rest of these burgers and get the show on the road.
Because of my love of food and cooking, over the years, we've had quite a range of guests on the show, from world-class chefs to moms on the go. But I have to say, some of the segments we've done that I've enjoyed the most have been with little ones. There's nothing like sharing the joy of cooking with kids. Getting all the little holes punctured in there.
Yes, sir.
Good, that's great. I'm here with my friend Maddie, and we're making a very easy vegetarian pizza made with fresh vegetables. So let me show you what we're up to. So we've just taken some crescent rolls, and Maddie's rolled them out, and she's pushing little holes in them so they'll won't puff up in the oven. And I'm going to pop these in. You about ready for them to go in?
Uh-huh.
All right, great. This is what it looks like when it comes out.
after it's been in the oven for about 425 for about 15 minutes. Now, what we're gonna do is, you have this mixed up yet?
I gotta mix it up a little.
Okay, good. So this is all 8 ounces of the cream cheese?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, now we're ready for our 16 ounces of sour cream. You want to fold that in? Very good. And then we're going to add some ingredients to give it a little flavor. Is that a teaspoon of dill, dried dill, or is it a tablespoon?
Tablespoon.
We grow the dill in the garden. It's so beautiful. The caterpillars love it. Okay, now what's next? We have some garlic salt. I think, what is that, about 1/4 of a teaspoon?
Yes.
Not much, but just to give it a little bit of boost. There you go. We have a 1 ounce pack of ranch dressing. Let's go ahead and pour that in. And then what you do is just simply spread this, once it's all blended together, onto the pizza crust. And Maddie's gonna add some of her favorite vegetables. Now these are vegetables that you chose, right?
Yes.
Now why don't you start spreading your vegetables across there.
We have some red peppers. The peppers are like really crunchy. Some chopped up onions.
This is 1 small white onion. It's kind of a sweet onion, it doesn't burn.
Radishes. We have some celery.
What's great about this is the baking's already done. You can pile as many vegetables on here as you like. Here, we're gonna top it off with the broccoli, and then with a final little touch maybe of some carrot. Gosh, it looks like a garden, doesn't it?
I know. Put a few more peppers on there.
Let's use them up.
Yeah.
These are all easy to grow vegetables. And then I'm going to take some of my carrots I've been working on. If it's all right, I'm just going to sprinkle some of these on top.
Yeah.
And look at what we have. We have a vegetable pizza.
Yes.
Bon appetit.
Yes.
Now, we couldn't call this a best of show if I didn't include one of my favorite things and the real crowd pleaser here at the farm, and that's our famous Buttermilk Pecan Pie. It's so good, and I always bust it out around the holidays. Well, we've only scratched the surface of those many memories that we've made in the kitchen here over the past 15 years. I have to say, I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I hope you have too. We'll be back for many seasons to come. For The Garden Home, I'm Alan Smith.
P. Allen Smith's Garden Home is sponsored by the following.
Bonnie Plants.
Proven winners. Proven winners, providing new plants for the garden each year that are trialed and tested, selecting plants for blooms all season, both in gardens and containers. Proven winners plants can be found at your local garden center in their white containers.
Crescent Garden. Makers of weather-resistant, lightweight planters in a variety of decorative forms and finishes for any environment.
Arkansas, the natural state.
Your journey starts in Arkansas, the natural state. Vacation planning kits available at arkansas.com or 1-800-NATURAL.
Mind Farm. Mind Farm. We believe vital local food systems strengthen communities, enhance the quality of life, and safeguard the environment. Mind Farm, proud sponsor of public television and P. Allen Smith's Garden Home.
More information about today's topic and other topics covered in this series can be found at plsmith.com.